Robot time times 5. So here are the Commandos from the Robots in Disguise line. These 5 guys combine to form Ruination. We've got Mega Octane, the leader, Movor, the space shuttle, Armorhide, the tank, Rotor, the helicopter, and Rollbar, the combat support vehicle. Currently they are in their alt modes. And here they are in attack mode. We're going to look at them one at a time, so let's get moving with Movor. So here's Movor in his space shuttle mode. It looks decent for what it is. He's got 2 Decepticon symbols, 1 on each wing there. He comes with 3 guns. These 2 are for his vehicle attack mode, and the 3rd one is his handgun in robot mode. You can peg these guns to the underside of his wings, and that isn't too bad. He can get away with that. You can also peg these into his rear engines, like so. But that looks a little odd. If you really want, you can peg in this handgun too. What a mess. He looks okay in robot mode, I guess. He does have ball-jointed shoulders, and his wrist will rotate 360 degrees. His little handgun works really well in this mode. Plug it right in there. You can also peg the pair of these onto his legs. But why would you do that? At least they can store on him without looking too terrible. So there's Movor. He looks like he's alright in the way of armor, but it's a shame he can't hide this tail fin. On to Armorhide. Armorhide is a Leopard 1 MBT tank in quite bizarre camo. The shape is alright though, and personally I don't mind the colors. He's got a nice Decepticon symbol in the front there, and his turret will do a 360. I'm thankful for that. He comes with 2 guns, his attack mode twin cannon, which will peg into the back there, and I think that looks good. Nothing wrong with a tank with a little more firepower. He also comes with his handgun for robot mode. It'll peg into the front here, or here. However, it isn't quite as cool looking as those twin cannons are. Well, I think he looks a little better than Movor, but that's not saying much. He's got 2 points of articulation. His shoulders, they go up and down. However, his hands will not extend past his chest. Of course, he can hold his little handgun. It's a shame there's nowhere to put this twin-barreled cannon in this mode. Should I bother telling you that they all roll? Ah well. Rolling on to Rollbar. Rollbar here is a FMC XR311 combat support vehicle. No, I did not just make that up. That's what he is. Look it up. He looks nice in this mode, I guess. He does what he's supposed to do. He's got a nice Decepticon symbol on the back here, and some seats. Overall, a simple and effective alt mode. He comes with this large cannon that fits neatly right here, and that gives Rollbar his attack mode. He also comes with this nice handgun. It can plug into the side of the rifle. It looks kinda goofy, but at least it stores, and the cannon will rotate 360 degrees. And here's Rollbar in his robot mode. That's a robot, really? It's quite silly. He does have articulation at the, shoulders? I don't know, but he moves there. And he will bend at the knee. Kind of. Even if he does look dorky in this mode, he will still blow your face off. He can quite happily hold his cannon in one hand, and his handgun in the other. So that's kinda sweet. Next robot, Rotor. Rotor is a Cayman Aerospace SH-2G Super Sea Sprite-ish helicopter. I think he looks quite nice. His blades will both spin. Rotor's Decepticon symbol is located on his rear section on his left side. He's got 3 guns, and all of them look decent in his attack mode. His handgun here will plug into the front, and these 2 chain gun looking things will plug onto his tail. All things considered, it's a decent looking attack mode. He's not a bad looking bot. He gets by anyway. He's got a ball jointed shoulder, much like Movor. He'll hold his odd looking handgun on his right hand here, so that looks alright. You can also store/use his attack mode guns in his robot mode. And lastly, the blade in the back here will pop off. More on that later. On to the Megabot, Mega Octane. Mega Octane is a flatbed truck and trailer with this ridiculous twin-barreled cannon. I have to say, I'm definitely a fan of this mode. He just keeps going, and going, and going, and going. He does have a ridiculously huge Decepticon symbol on the roof, and I am a fan of this camo paint scheme here. I mean, if I position it just right, he'll vanish right into the table. A nice bonus is you can put any of his fellow commandos on the back of his trailer. I like to put Muvor there. He does come with his rifle, which can peg onto the top of the cannons here for his attack mode, and that looks only kind of silly. And he also comes with this ludicrous pile of kibble. He does have a base mode, like all Scramble City combiner types, and as far as base modes go, it's alright. This doesn't look that bad. Definitely add some playability to it. The other commandos can roll up or down the ramp when the gun isn't in the way. The rifle can plug in here too, just like so. And in his base mode, he still has all this kibble. You'd think they would have found a place for it. So there's Mega Octane. It's a great looking robot mode. I definitely dig the look of this guy. He's a bit taller than his fellow commandos. 360-degree head, 2-axis shoulders, 1-axis hip, sideways knees, and in all his modes the gun has a little bit of slack. Of course, he can hold his rifle in one hand. He can also hold this ramp in the other, like a shield. And in this mode he still has all of this extra kibble. Let's get it used. Combination time. So here he is, Ruination, in all of his awesome. Yes, he will ruin you. In this configuration, Ruination uses all of his parts, except for this piece, the chest plate for Mega Octane. These silly multi-guns, they're a little over the top, even for me. I'm sorry, but I'm just not a fan of the combined guns. Normally, I just use Mega Octane's rifle and store the rest. Who honestly needs a gun with 5 barrels? I mean, really, as I said before, Rotor's blade can come out, and you can peg in the ramp shield here. Or better yet, he can just hold it. As for articulation, he's got 360-degree head movement, 360-degree shoulders, 360 wrists, and the famous 90-degree Perceptor kick. About the only thing that'd make him better, in my opinion, is a big Decepticon symbol on the chest. And just for sillies, here he is with switched limbs. As you can see, each bot can either be an arm or a leg. I really like the ability to customize the Scramble City type combiners. It adds a lot of playability and a lot of fun to them, which is important in a toy. Final thoughts? This figure is win. It's one of the best G1 combiners, with a few retools for the better, and in fun colors. If you can't get your hands on a G1 Bruticus, or if you like the way this looks, or if you like Ruination, you owe it to yourself to pick this guy up. Generally, you can get this guy cheaper than his G1 equivalent, and that's the reason I have him. I got this lot for 25 bucks about a year ago, and it might be the best 25 bucks I've ever spent. As always, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this 5-in-1 review, and I also hope that I've talked you into getting the Ruination of your very own.